Hey, so you're wondering what to do here in North Idaho in the springtime? Well, you're in luck. In today's video, we're going to dive into 5 springtime activities. Some of them you might not expect. Let's go!
Hey folks, if this is your first time to the channel, make sure to subscribe and tap that notification bell so you can stay up to date on our latest content. What is it again? If you're new to the channel, got it. Let's give it a shot.
What's the worst that could happen?
Hey folks, if this is your first time watching the podcast, nope, not the podcast.
Keep it going. You're doing great.
Okay, so you can stay up to
Up to date.
blah 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 blah.
All of our latest content.
Let's go back. And our real estate team does put out a lot of content. So if you are interested in North Idaho or moving this direction, please give us a call, whether it's now or 12 months from now, and we would love to get that conversation started with you. Hey guys, the first thing on our list for things to do in North Idaho during springtime. Now, full disclosure, springtime is my least favorite season up here.
You monster.
100%.
Really?
It's my least favorite season. I love summer for obvious reasons. Fall, for some reason, is my favorite time of year.
Same, yeah.
You get to put on a sweatshirt. It's so nice.
Pumpkin spice lattes and Uggs, bro.
No pumpkin spice lattes.
You didn't
Uggs
say no
for sure.
You didn't say
okay,
no.
I'll do Uggs. But, fall's so nice. Winter, there's always something neat about getting fresh snow and the holidays and all of that. But springtime has a tendency to be a little gloomy out here, so you try to find some fun things to do. So we picked out 5 things that we thought were really good. The first one is talking about Morel mushroom foraging. Now, I don't like mushrooms in general. I'm not a mushroom guy. However, when I first came up here, I was told about these Morels. So we went out hiking and we found some, and ever since then, I've been a huge fan. It is a great time for you to get out of the house. You've been cooped up all winter long to be able to get out, go hiking with the kids, with the family, and just explore areas you haven't been before. So a couple tips on Morels. First of all, if you ask people where their Morel foraging spot is, they will not tell you. Even my closest friends have just been like, yeah, dude, up in the mountains.
Yeah, just go look around, you'll find them.
So the crazy thing about these, if you're looking at this right now, search Morel mushrooms. They're these little honeycomb looking mushrooms.
They're cool looking.
Oh, they're
really
super
cool
cool. They're hard to mistake for other mushrooms, but when you find them, it is so much fun. People will find them by the pound, like tons and tons of mushrooms. And right now, they always say Mother's Day weekend is like your prime time for the year. It can be a little sooner or a little later, but here's what you need to look for. You want to look for areas that are shaded. Now, it doesn't have to be a shaded side like the north face, but it has to be an area that has a lot of tree cover or small brush or something else because they like to grow in the shade. But the temperatures have to be between 40 and 60 degrees on the ground. So usually when we start hitting 40s at night is when you start to see these pop, and it has to be moist. So if it's too dry, if you're touching the ground and it feels like just dry dirt, you're not going to find many there. And they do grow in about 4 or 5 days. We have a bunch at my in-laws house right now that we found the other day. They're about this big. And so we marked them, and he's checking them every day so that we can see how much they grow every day so we have an idea. And it sounds like about 4 to 5 days till they're fully mature and a good, couple inches big. So
Is there a particular elevation that they grow best in?
So you want to, because it has to be moist, it's kind of the early season right now. So what are we at? We're almost at, it's May 1st.
Yeah.
Right now you can still find them around, I'd say like Rathdrum, so around 2,500 feet to 3,000 feet. But as it warms up, you're going to have to follow the snow line up a little bit to find those cooler areas where they'll grow. So later springtime, they're only going to be at the upper elevations. But man, they're so good. You saute them in butter and garlic.
Dude.
They're so good. Put them on steaks and pasta. They're not like your typical mushrooms. They have like a meat-like texture.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Like almost like a nutty, earthy flavor.
Yes.
I've been known to partake in the shrooms a time or two, but I was introduced to these 2 or 3 years ago by Adrian Phillips, home inspector,
Yeah,
French-trained chef. He cooked up a Morel cognac cream sauce. Mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. That was my introduction to Morels, and I was like, I'm hooked.
He will find 5 pounds. I will find 5 of them.
He found 70 pounds last year, dude.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he gave me some dried Morels, and I was like,
That's
dang,
cool.
Bro, yeah. So if you put the
look for
work
those.
in, yeah, you can harvest a lot. Obviously, be careful. read some books, you know, use an app to identify stuff. Don't do anything dumb. I knew a guy that died from ingesting mushrooms.
Take a bite, see what happens. That's what they did in the old days.
What's the worst? That's how they learned it, right? Yeah. So cool, man. Morel mushrooms. It's not what huckleberries are in the fall, right?
Fall.
Yeah. Okay. We'll do that in the fall episode. We'll talk about huckleberries. But moving on. All right. Next up, fly fishing. We did a whole specific video on fly fishing last year. We had Adrian Phillips out with us again on that one, and he doesn't call himself a guide, but he's pretty well up there. And we spent some time out on the Coeur River. So fly fishing in the spring is great. You've got that spring runoff. The rivers, you know, obviously you don't want to get them when they're too full, but as that water level comes down a little bit, you've got crystal clear, nice cold water. Trout love it. And you got to get in there before things get too warm, because then those rivers will decrease in size so much. They warm up a lot. It's not ideal fishing. So springtime's really good. We have quite a few fly shops up here. So if you're into that, you can find the local knowledge if you're out there looking for it, and all of the equipment that you need. But it is a great time to get out on the water. You know, I mean, it's May, like we said here today. We've had a good run of actually sunny weather, which is, I don't know if that's abnormal for this time of year.
It's a little abnormal.
Yeah, it's been pretty nice. Rain. So it's like prime time to get out on the river. You know, it's warming up. It's t-shirt weather out there right now. So, and we have a lot of great fly fishing. We've got the Coeur River, the St. Joe. If you head up north to Pack River and up north near Ponderay, up in that way, there's just quite a bit of opportunity up there to drop a line in and do your thing.
Yeah. And if you're, the number one tip that I have for you, if you're going to fly fish, you're going to come up here, hunt, anything like that, check your ego. There are so many good people up here that know stuff, and North Idaho is just renowned for having good people that want to share information. You walk into North 40 and you ask those guys like, hey, where should I go? What bait should I use? How should I tie my fly? You know, this is my first time. They are so supportive, and they will help you, and you will learn a lot more if you just listen. A lot of people think they know how to do it. You're in a new area, you're coming up here, you're moving up here, vacationing. Go talk to those people, because they will give you a ton of information so you can have a great time and be successful.
Yeah, and get into fly tying like our buddy Ron. Ron got into fly tying. He dropped one off for me the other day. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He's in.
Ron, are you watching this? I want to fly. That's cool.
Hook Dave up. But yeah, so that's a great activity, especially in the wintertime when it's long and dreary. You like sit around the fire and tie some flies. Come on, man. That's a good time. Or
just do real estate all day long.
Or just work 24 hours a day.
Dead.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, next one. All right.
Bird watching seems right up your alley.
Yeah. Okay, so I got number 3, and it's wildlife and bird watching. Not something that I do on the regular to go sit and watch, but look, I'll tell you, my wife was laughing the other day. We went out and we just hiked Canfield Mountain. We were up there for only 30 minutes. I just needed to get out. And she actually took a video of me because I was chasing a butterfly. I think she sent it to you, right? Mm-hmm. There is nothing better than just getting out in the springtime, man, and just being out in nature. You know, I will tell you that this is one of those amazing places that we have so much forest, so much state land, so much protected area, that being able to get out and see wildlife, see the birds, we saw a woodpecker, and I sat there and stared at it for like 10 minutes. Just getting out and seeing wildlife, man, it is so relaxing. It decreases your blood pressure. You feel so much better. Yeah. Springtime is amazing for that in North Idaho. Get out and just walk, even if it's public trails. Go check these things out, because, man, it is it's like coming out of hibernation.
It is exactly like that. The earth is coming out of hibernation. Like, even if you walk Tubbs Hill, which is pretty well traveled, right? It's very easy to get to in Coeur d'Alene. I used to love the springtime walks, these giant yellow flowers. I think there's something arrow leaf they're called, but
you still see deer on Tubbs Hill.
Yeah,
turkeys.
Like it's really accessible for a lot of people, and it's right there, and you're really immersed in it. You know, get out there, take the shoes off, do a little grounding, get your feet on the dirt. That's good living. Like, your body needs that. And we have a ton of actual bird watching here. You can head over to Cougar Bay. You can hike out there in the marshes, and you know, if you're into that sort of thing, it's kind of boring to me, to be honest, but it's there if you're into it. And you know, woodpeckers are amazing. I had one eating my house the other day. I did not hey, but for the record, they're endangered or protected. I did not shoot it. I just let it have my house. That was right before I tore the house down. So
yeah, there's a reason.
So it was fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Go see them. Birds, animals.
Go check them out.
They're out.
Yeah, they're cool. All right, number 4, gardening and local plant sales. Sounds kind of nerdy, I know, but it's cool. Getting your hands in the dirt, it feels great. It's great for your body to kind of ground with the earth a little bit. That was very hippie-ish. I apologize. But these nurseries are all over town. You know, they're blowing up. Dave and I were just talking about that. They're putting bounce houses out there, having the kids out. Tons of plants for sale out there, and it's just nice to, you know, grab some, spruce up the yard. I'm in the middle of rebuilding a house, so I'm kind of in a limbo here, and I can't really do it, but I'm looking forward to getting in the house and starting to kind of build out the little forest around my house.
In the community up here, in terms of like, people don't move to North Idaho because you just want to sit in a house. Like, people are active up here. Even, nice little residential areas where you wouldn't expect it. You go in the backyards, you see these amazing gardens. People are growing things. They're active. And the nurseries up here, New Leaf, a nursery up on Lancaster 95 is the one he was talking about. They just had a massive event where they had bounce houses out. They got all the new shrubs and trees and fruit trees and all that. And now's the time to plant. So sun's out, guns out. Go out there and check it out.
Let's go. The believe it or not, the summer up here, the growing season is very short but very intense. Things do really well up here, and you might not believe that because we're in a very northern climate. But strawberries, for example, I had strawberries at our
Great
last
soil.
house. They do so well up here. I don't even know, 5, 6, maybe more rotations of them, plucking them and then coming back. They just thrive up here. So, apple trees out here. There's tons of apple trees.
Raspberries and blackberries are like
Killer.
a weed.
Yeah. Killer. But yeah, so the growth up here is actually pretty amazing. The soil seems to be pretty fertile most everywhere you go up here, and you can definitely get it done. So get out there and enjoy it.
All right, number 5, shed hunting. But before we go any further, this entire podcast is sponsored by my new mustache. So hopefully you like it.
Please drop a comment whether you like that or not.
It's an endangered species. My wife doesn't like it. She saw it the first day and she walked out and she went, "Oh my God." And so that inspired me to keep it. I don't know why, but
very firefighter-ish.
Feel free. Yes, very firefighter-ish, but I was a fireman, so I can do it.
You can.
I actually passed the fire academy. All right, shed hunting. So right now is a great time to find sheds. Why? Well, typically our elk and moose and everything else that has antlers is shedding in the winter. Well, typically when you shed in the winter or the late winter, it's going to fall into the snow. They're hard to find, but as things melt, and even towards the late fall, they will shed. But as the snow melts and everything else, these things are exposed. So if you're going to go shed hunting, obviously the further away, you're not likely to find sheds in Dalton Gardens. Okay, you're going to need to get up into the mountains, but great time if you have a side-by-side or a razor or anything else, and you can get back in the country, find some amazing areas where you can find some tracks and trails made by these animals. And as you look around, what you want to look for is you want to look for bedding areas. Okay, we will encourage you, especially those that are hunters, you understand this, but you want to try to avoid the bedding areas in terms of like walking in there and messing up beds and stuff like that. But around those bedding areas or along those trails, you will have a tendency to find a lot of trees where you can see scrape marks where they've actually rubbed a lot of their antlers against and everything else. And around those areas, a lot of times you can find sheds. People do this for a living. You see some amazing chandeliers up here and lamps made out of these huge antlers. But a great time and another reason just to get outside since you've been cooped up all winter. Go find some sheds, add to your collection. You would be amazed with the millions of animals there are up here, how many sheds you can potentially find out there.
It is an art form too. Like Dave said, there are people out there that are very skilled at it. And it's not just luck, right? There's skill and work involved. I know a guy that has a whole room full of sheds. He finds dozens a year because he knows where to look. I look for those south-facing slopes. Those are a good option, right? Deer and elk like to get some sunshine, and might be a spot where they bed down. And that's where the snow melts off first, so that's where you're most likely to see it. But that's kind of the key, and I think it's putting in the time and getting off the beaten path, which is a great opportunity for you to get out in the woods and enjoy that. And pretty cool when you can decorate your home with an awesome elk shed.
And I will also put a PSA out there because people come up here and hike these trails, take care of stuff, and pick up your shit. Oh, yeah. If you are the guy or gal that throws your beer can out into the forest, you deserve to get punched in the face, my friend, and you shouldn't be here in North Idaho. Please pick up stuff, keep this forest clean, keep our area clean. Don't throw stuff out of your car, your razor, anything else. That is so frustrating. I was hiking the other day and I found a beer can and I'm like, I wish I knew this person. I want to know what type of person actually does that. Please protect the land and just be responsible.
Yeah. Thank you for that service.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Good
Just
job.
say.
Hey, we hope you guys enjoyed this and found it at least slightly informative, if not very entertaining. Thank you again. And remember, we don't just do this for fun. Our full-time job is real estate, and we are damn good at that. So please, if you're thinking about making the move up here, don't call Joe Schmo. Give us a call, text, or email our team, which is all former first responders and veterans. We've got you covered.